Hey, hello YouTube. Well, it's my first live video ever,
Try to
but
break through, it's
well, hold
like
on. Let me play some.
forever.
Let me play
You
some
never
music.
make it. Make it better.
Take mine all day, every day. But I am. My name's James, or Jim, or Jimbo, or Jimmy Mac, whatever the fuck you want to call me, asshole. What, did I put age restriction on this? I don't know. I don't know that. Anyways, uh, so I'm a man of a lot of hobbies, and a semi-interesting life, kind of. But uh, so I don't know. For my first video, I'm gonna show people what a lot of people haven't seen, but you can find a lot of videos on YouTube about it. This is building a lithium-ion battery pack. And these can be used for power walls. That's Tesla uses similar 18650 batteries. That's what you find in uh, vape batteries. A lot of other things that people don't realize, such as laptop batteries or drill batteries or a lot of things. But so this is my first build, and what I'm gonna do is take all these batteries, which I've tested meticulously and monotonously, and one charger. If you're gonna do this, I would recommend multiple chargers, and I would not recommend the Fox Nova, although that is a great charger. Um, I would recommend the cheaper. I just found out about the is it the Li or Lii 500 550 something like that. It's a different kind of sounding brand, but I'm sure you search it you'll find it, and that's the way I would go because it's a lot cheaper and it does the same job. So this is what I did: is I tested all these batteries. I tested them for voltage. I bought all these in a pack. Don't mind this. This is these are called firecrackers. The red cells. Stay away from them. Some people say, but it depends on what you're using them for. If you're not using for something that's high drain or something like that, they still work. They still work very well. These ones have for me. But that was my first test subject. But I bought all these, most of these uh, uh, purple cells, which are Samsung, in a box like this for rather cheap. Uh, but and then so I'm going to configure them in a cell like this. These are cell holders, and my battery pack, I figured it out to be uh, 14 series, 14S, and 7P, 7 parallel. Parallel will give you your capacity, your you know how long it will go, your voltage. Um, your voltage will be in parallel or series. I'm sorry, series. Your voltage will be the 14 because you have 3.7 volts and these that's nominal charge. That's the lowest charge. Don't mind the beers. This is kind of frozen. It's like slushy. Hear that? Yeah, left in my freezer too long. But so it's another thing I would not recommend is because these cells are highly dangerous because they're high amperage, high output cells. Like if you short one of these, you'll know about it. You don't want to do that. But you can buy these cell holders very cheaply nowadays, very very cheaply. And there's many methods to go and many ways to go. I like these because they're really convenient. They're sturdy. You can put multiple together. You can even buy like one cell holder that will clip onto another, and so forth and so on. But this works for what I need, and I like these because they also give the cells room to breathe. There will be airspace. This whole thing will be put together, and that will give me my 7 in parallel and 14 in series, which will give me the voltage I need. I'm going for a 48-volt cell, and when you put cells in parallel, excuse my chest. Let me put a shirt on it. It's so ugly. Look at that. I'm glad no one's watching, but so you know, once you put them in parallel series, why do I keep doing it? I sound like an idiot. It might be the alcohol, but anyways, so you know, one of these 3.7 volt. Now, if you put 2 of these, together. Now, depending on how you put this together, if you put them side by side and connect the negative to the negative and the positive to the negative, positive, well, then you have the same voltage, but you have twice the amperage, twice the amp hours. So this battery will last twice as long, and it, you know, it makes sense because you have 2 of them in parallel. But if you put them together, negative, positive, positive and negative, and then positive. You put positive and negative together, then you have a cell that has doubled the voltage but kept the same amps. So this is why we make cell blocks in series and parallel. So when you wire it together, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the same. It will be negatives all connected, parallels all connected. The next cell will be the opposite if we flip it around, and then it will be negative side up. If this is the positive side, up. All these positive sides up. Negative side, all up. So it'll be flipped around. That way, you still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cells in parallel, giving you the same voltage. But when you connect positive and negative on this side, that will double the voltage. And then from there, you just keep going, and you flip the next cell to positive up, negative down, and you connect them in a way that it goes positive on the opposite side. Do this real quick for you. Positive, and this is the negative. Positive, negative. And then on the next cell, it will be the opposite. Next cell, it will look something like this. And you'll have all the negative cells facing that way. And then the next positive cells all facing that way. And the negative cells all facing that way. And so on and so forth. And when you link these together in such fashion like this, you will add up the voltage. The voltage will add up. It will double each time you do this. And this is a 12 volt cell. It's not exactly 12 volts. Because, you know, like the battery in your car, the battery in your car is, most people think, 12 volts. But it's not exactly 12 volts. Because as a load draws on it, or as you hook up things, it will sag the voltage down. Because there's things pulling from it. So, you know, like the voltage in your car, it goes somewhere between, you know, 13, 14 volts, down to 12, a little less than 12. And, you know, you have that range. So this battery out here is a 16.4 volt. Uh, I don't like to run it any less than. Well, I actually have this battery down past 12 because for what I'm using it for, a small power inverter on my bike, or a basic light on my bike, or in my daughter's Minnie Mouse vehicle, uh, the Power Wheels. Uh, I won't run it down enough. But off topic. This is how it goes. Is start. We'll start with the positive, and the positive goes down. This is how the energy runs to the negative side of the battery, and from the negative side of the battery, it jumps over to another positive, and that ups the voltage, doubles it, and then from there it goes through the battery and jumps over from the negative to the positive. And then from there it goes down through the battery and jumps over from the negative to the positive. And then from there it jumps over, well, it goes through the battery and it goes to the negative side. So therefore you have your negative or your positive lead and your negative lead. And this creates one giant battery. No matter how many cells you have in there, this is one battery. You treat it as one battery, depending on how you charge it and all that. That will be maybe another video. If you like my drunken 3 o'clock in the morning videos. So this, you're taking, a cell. This whole cell right here. This would be a 7 parallel 4 series cell, because you have, I think, 7 going this way and 4 going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you have your 12 volt battery, or 16.4 volts down to 12 volts. Once you drain it, once you put a load on it. So that's pretty much how it works. If you guys haven't got the gist by now, so excuse my little pantsiness. So that's what I'm doing here. But these are higher grade cells. Not so much these ones. I'll get to that in a minute. I wanted to make a 7 series 14P parallel battery. And that will give me the amperage and the amperage in parallel and the voltage in series. Voltage in series, that would give me 48 volts, or 54.8 or something like that. The voltage I need and the amperage I want to go. So the voltage will vary, because I have a 48 volt 1000 watt hub motor. And that's what I want these batteries to run. So that series, positive, negative, will give me the 48 volts, or the range from 54.8 volts down to 40 or less than that voltage then in series. And the parallel will give me my amp hours, which means I can go further, how far I can go, how long this motor can draw 54 or 48 volts. How long you can do that is how many I have in parallel. So, sorry for repeating myself. I'm sure I have that's the gist of it. Now, these cells I bought thanks to probably the famous, by now, EV expert. Um, some people say his name wrong. Garcia. He knows who the fuck he is. Anyways, excuse my language. I thank him because he has taught us all a lot. These are Samsung cells, and I find these cells. This is what I chose. I could have went higher quality, but actually, thanks to he pointed me in the right direction to these cells, to a supplier on eBay, and this guy's got the business. But these cells are high quality. I'm getting anywhere from 2,000 amp hours to 25, 26 amp, 20 milliamp hours. I'm sorry, milliamp hours. When I got the box, it says Samsung capacity 32, 40 and up. 90% of them will be 32 or 33 and up. Or I'm not really sure. Maybe they only tested 90% of them because they have a lot of batteries to process. But anyways, I'm very happy with it. I've tested them all and they seem very, very true to what that says. So my next step from here would be to line these all up in series and parallel, like so. And I'll have, this one here and another one down here. So it will give me the voltage and amperage I need. But first, what you must do, besides test every single battery for capacity and make sure they're good cells, let them sit and then check them in a day or two, make sure they're not self-draining. These are quality cells, so I'm not really worried about that, but you should be, because I have other cells over here which I've salvaged from laptop batteries, which I really don't know, how good they are. You can't really trust these. Some of these are from like 1990s. But there's a lot of different cells in there. And you can make it this way. You can. You just have to do the same testing and let it sit. Check every charge. Make sure they're not self-discharging. Make sure I'm not losing voltage. And, I got every milliamp hours written on each one. This is 1483. 1,483 amp hours, milliamp hours. Sorry, amp hours, but you can do it that way. Got my phone, and I'm actually using some of these because this isn't going to be. It's going to be a little bigger battery. I don't want this open space here because if I put 7, then I'll have an open space here and an open space at the end, and I don't think it'll hurt. I'll check the specs on these batteries here because they're different. I'll check the specs and see how they match up against the Samsung batteries that I bought. These ones they were in, and go from there. But use my best judgment. And so, as I said, the next step from here is you have to arrange all these so that each cell has a similar or very close capacity. So, what I would do is take each one of these, and I'll show, maybe in the next video, depending on how this goes, how to arrange them to get the capacity very close in each cell. So, well, thanks for joining Nobody at the moment, but I hope this is informational to some people. I've learned a lot about this. I've studied a lot about it, like I do every hobby that I do or have. Yeah. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for the likes, subscribe, whatever. More to come. Have a good night.